Thank you, Wendell, and welcome to tonight's edition of the Regional News. We start off tonight with some good news regarding COVID-19, where the first effective coronavirus vaccine can prevent more than 90% of people from getting COVID-19, a preliminary analysis shows. The developers described it as a great day for science and humanity. Their vaccine has been tested on 43,500 people in 6 countries, and no safety concerns have been raised. The companies plan to apply for emergency approval to use the vaccine by the end of the month. A vaccine alongside better treatments is seen as the best way of getting out of the restrictions that have been imposed on our lives. There are a dozen in the final stage of testing, known as a phase 3 trial, but this is the first to show any results. It uses a completely experimental approach that involves injecting part of the virus's genetic code in order to train the immune system. Previous trials have shown the vaccine trains the body to make both antibodies and another part of the immune system called T cells to fight the coronavirus. The 2 doses, 3 weeks apart, are needed. The trials in US, Germany, Brazil, Argentina, South Africa, and Turkey show 90% protection is achieved 7 days after the second dose. Pfizer believes it will be able to supply 50 million doses by the end of this year and around 1.3 billion by the end of 2021. The UK should get 10 million doses by the end of the year, with a further 30 million doses already ordered. However, there are logistical challenges as the vaccine has been kept in ultra-cold storage at below minus 80 degrees Celsius. And now for some sad news. Alex Trebek, the beloved host of the game show Jeopardy, has died. He was 80. Trebek had been suffering from pancreatic cancer for some time. A message posted by the Jeopardy Twitter account on Sunday said the show was saddened to share that Alex Trebek passed away peacefully at home early this morning, surrounded by family and friends. Trebek confirmed his advanced cancer diagnosis in March 2019, telling fans of the long-running show he would be open and transparent as treatment progressed, and adding that trademark humor that he would have to beat the odds and survive because his contract required he host Jeopardy for 3 more years. He continued to host the show while receiving treatment, including chemotherapy. Trebek, who was born in Canada in 1940, hosted Jeopardy for 36 years, from its revival in 1984 until his death on Sunday. And finally, some updates on the U.S. elections. Joseph Biden Jr. was elected the 46th President of the United States on Saturday, promising to restore political normalcy and a spirit of national unity to confront the raging health and economic crisis and make Donald J. Trump a one-term president after 4 years of tumult in the White House. Mr. Biden's victory amounted to a repudiation of Mr. Trump by millions of voters exhausted with his divisive conduct and chaotic administration, and was delivered by an unlikely alliance of women, people of color, old and young voters, and a silver of disaffected Republicans. Mr. Trump is only the 3rd elected president since World War II to lose re-election and the first in more than a quarter century. The result also provided a history-making moment for Mr. Biden's running mate, Senator Kamala Harris of California, who will become the first woman and the first woman of color to serve as vice president. With his triumphant, Mr. Biden, who turned 78 years later this month, fulfilled his decades-long ambition in his 3rd bid for the White House, becoming the oldest person elected president. A pillar of Washington, who was the first elected amid the Watergate scandal and who refers to political consensus over combat, Mr. Biden will lead a nation and a Democratic Party that have become far more ideological since his arrival in the Capitol in 1973. Appearing Saturday night before supporters at a drive-in rally in Wilmington, Delaware, and speaking against a din of enthusiastic honking, Mr. Biden claimed the presidency and called on the country to reunite after he described as a toxic political interlude. And that is it for our Origin News this evening. And I continue to urge our reviewers to stay indoors, wear those masks, use those hand sanitizers, and continue practicing social distancing. Back to you, Wendell.